Oh, everybody wants a buddy who has nice things to say and do.
Hi, we're here with two of my favorite octogenarian tunesmiths, my parents, Richard and Gloria Rinderman. I'd like to congratulate them also on a milestone this year, their 60th wedding anniversary. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Good to have you here. Let's dive right in and talk about your Be a Buddy, Not a Bully song.
Well, bullying is a big problem in schools. A principal in a nearby school said to us, why don't you write a song called Be a Buddy, Not a Bully? So we did that, and she was very happy with it. We tested it out in the school, and we are very proud. We put it up on YouTube, and we have almost 10,000 hits there.
How have you been publicizing the song?
Well, every day I get a Google alert from schools that are trying to combat bullying. So I will send a YouTube link to the song Be a Buddy, Not a Bully.
Do you have any other songs in your repertoire that help combat bullying?
Yes, we have a song called Positivity, and we're trying to get across the idea that it's better for people to try to say nice things to each other and do nice things. And I also send out a link on YouTube to the Positivity song.
Okay, let's listen to a clip from Positivity.
When you talk to me, say nice things to me. When I talk to you, I'll talk nicely too. Positivity makes us all feel glad. Keep it positive, bad words make us sad. Think of words so nice, you will want to say them twice. I'll say nice things back, positivity. If I smile at you, hope you'll smile back too. Then we both will see positivity. Positivity makes us all feel glad. Keep it positive, bad acts make us sad. Think of a thing so nice, you will want to do it twice. I'll do nice things back, positivity. Have nice things to say, have nice things to do. Positivity, best for me and you, yes!
All right, how did you get your songs into the schools?
Well, we traveled around the U.S. and Canada and on the island of St. Martin. And every time we passed a school or a library, we would stop in and show them the CDs. And we were very lucky because most of the places purchased the CDs.
I think you brought along some of your curriculum with you. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yes. Dick and I prepared teaching materials for grades kindergarten to 4th. And in there we have a section called Lyrics for Lessons. And we find that children can learn things using songs because the rhythm and rhyme of songs helps the children remember the ideas you're trying to teach them.
You created a character named BubbleBee. Can you tell us about him?
BubbleBee is a non-violent superhero. And he has the ability to blow amazing soap bubbles from his antenna. He met the son of Aladdin, and Aladdin's son wants to be a teacher. He doesn't like the world of riches and castles, and he and BubbleBee are going to team up and try to make the world a better place. And we wrote a story collaborating with a man named Burton Goodman, who writes a lot of kids' books, and it's called The Tale of Aladdin and Bubblebee, and they're going to make the world a better place.
Great. Let's listen to a bit of that right now.
We do our best to make things better for every being, great and small. We believe in what we're doing to make what we're doing to make this world a better place. We give our all.
Let's talk about how your experiences in life influenced your songwriting process.
Well, I became intrigued with show business at the age of 5 after I was on an amateur night. And when I went to school, I always tried to get the lead role in the plays. I wanted to sing and act in those plays. And when I was in junior high and high school and at Barnard College, I became an editor of the school newspapers. I liked to write. And I always wrote poetry and parodies for family parties and family occasions, and I would even sing them.
Speaking about Ivy League schools, I think you also wrote a song collection.
Yes, we edited and published a book called the Ivy League Songbook.
Can you tell us a bit about that collection?
Well, we noticed in college that at parties, the people would like to sing the folk songs and college songs, but they couldn't remember the lyrics. So we wrote this Ivy League songbook to help them remember those lyrics. And we sold 4,000 of them and broke even.
Talk about some of the other projects you worked on over the years.
Well, I taught marketing at the University of Delaware in the evenings. And Gloria and I and 2 collaborators convinced the director of the Franklin Institute to allow us to wire the Institute with an educational audio guide. And unfortunately, he retired, and the subsequent director rejected our proposal.
Okay. Gloria, talk about your teaching career.
Well, I spent about 20 years teaching elementary school and English as a second language.
Then, I believe, subsequent to that, you went on to Wall Street.
Oh, yes. What happened was, one of my teaching supervisors was very nasty. So Dick said, "Don't worry, honey, I'm going to teach you how to trade options, and you're going to come down and help me make money on Wall Street." So he trained me for about 6 months, and I had to study very hard to pass a test. And luckily, I passed the test, and I became a member of the American Stock Exchange. And Dick also trained you and your brother to be members of the American Stock Exchange, and we were all down there together.
Tell the audience about what it's like to be an options market maker down on the stock exchange.
Well, starting in 1975, 600 other option market makers had bought seats on, to trade options on the floor of the American Stock Exchange. But they weren't seats where you sit down. We stood all day in small crowds, and we watched a TV screen which showed that the prices of the underlying stock was changing on the New York Stock Exchange. And we would adjust our bids and offers as the stock moved to keep them in line with the stock.
How did you make the career transition from Wall Street and finance into songwriting?
Like, what do you mean? How did we do it?
Talk about the what motivated you to get into songwriting?
Well, you mean when we went down to St. Martin and were walking along the beach? Okay, we went on vacation to St. Martin, and to amuse ourselves while walking on the beach, we started writing parodies, making fun of Wall Street, the IRS, doctors and lawyers. And then a few months later, we started writing our original melodies. And people said to us, gee, your songs sound like Broadway-type songs, because our lyrics tend to tell a story. So
On my day off on my dinghy in the afternoon, I'm sailing by a yacht in the blue lagoon. I wish that beautiful boat was mine. The man on board just put up a sign. This fancy boat must be sold today. Just pay it cash and sail it away. We'll dock my dinghy in the blue lagoon. Could that pretty boat be mine real soon? Dock my dinghy in the blue lagoon. Could I be the captain very soon?
So we decided to try to get into the Lehman Engel Musical Theater Workshop to learn how to write Broadway-type songs. And there we met composers that we collaborated with.
Did you have any formal songwriting training along the way?
Well, everybody asks that question. And the answer is more than Irving Berlin. Irving Berlin, as everyone knows, is one of the greatest songwriters, and he had absolutely no musical training. I, on the other hand, studied the guitar and piano for a few years, and Dick studied the piano for a few years.
Dick, what about your educational background? How did that play in here?
Well, I went to Harvard. As an undergraduate, I studied economics and math. Then later I went to the Harvard Business School, and following that I got a job as a chemical engineer with a major chemical company. Then I just moved around, tried to find what it was going to be profitable for me, and I wound up doing brand management at a food company. I was an analyst on Wall Street, then a salesman, then a partner, and that was all. And then I finally bought a seat on the American Stock Exchange. So, and it was an option trader. But following that, I then we looked around, finding I think real estate looked like a very attractive area, so we explored that area, and then I didn't really discover that I had any musical talent or able to write music until 1997.
What happened in 1997? Anything in particular that got you excited about music at that point? Okay.
Well, we started writing the songs and parodies,
right.
And
that
people
was on
said,
your vacations?
yes, and people said, why don't you write your original melodies? And Dick was, he says, I hear these tunes in my head, and then he would play them out on the piano, and that's how we got started.
Okay, let's talk about Gennaro, who collaborated with you. How did you meet him, and what was his role?
Okay, people said that we should do a demo. So we had seen this very good singer at a show, a local show, and he also turned out to be a CD producer. So Gennaro has a great voice, and he also pronounced lyrics very clearly. And the season 4 finalist for American Idol, Anthony Fedorov, said that Gennaro inspired him to start a music career. So we started using Gennaro for all our songs, and he also can do voices, mimic voices. And so we used him for a satirical song we wrote called The Politician's Polka.
Okay, great. Let's listen to a clip from The Politician's Polka.
We dance around the issues, filibuster on the floor. I'll say we jerk tears and pass out tissues, double speak until we bore. We sidestep people's queries. Can we talk? Bob and weave at interviews. Media have to think up theories. Oh, they're thinking. Where we stand, there are no clues. Let's do the politician's polka and stay into it greedy packs. Best foot forward, aim to please in public. Fancy footwork's done behind their backs.
Oh, we lead and you must follow, though we sometimes make no sense.
That's true.
Our talk is often hollow. Some of us are very dense.
Yeah, just like you. Let's do the politicians polka and stay into it greedy packs. Best foot forward, aim to please in public. Fancy footwork's done behind their backs. Hey Bill, you wanna do a little dance? Oh, you're holding me too close, stop.
Oh, I like it that way.
I dance with great agility. Your well-being was my aim. I take full responsibility for what's done, but not the blame. Let's do the politicians polka and stay into it greedy packs. Best foot forward, aim to please in public. Fancy footwork's done behind their backs.
We tax away your money, spinning facts to go our way. And before our spending's done, we vote ourselves a lot more pay.
A lot more pay. Hands out for contributions, on hips waiting for next set. Dodging bumps of retribution, tracks are covered, we're not caught yet.
Did you ultimately become professional songwriters? What was the catalyst there?
So in order to become a professional songwriter, you have to get a song played on the radio. And then you're able to join ASCAP. So we weren't able to get a song sung in the United States, but for our 40th anniversary, we traveled to Bermuda, and while we were there, we were able to get a local disc jockey, radio disc jockey, to play "Need My Weekend Break."
Okay, let's listen to a short clip from that song.
Up on my snoring, I'd rather sing and dance. Rest is just too boring. Take it now, honey. Ooh, that's fine. Well, here we go again.
Okay, here's a clip from Hub City Hop.
Ready to land, get ready to stop, get ready to do the Hub City Hop. Go find the next gate, get ready to wait, get ready.
Talk about some of your other CDs that you've worked on.
Well, we had BubbleBee, Songs for the Young at Heart, which included songs helping children to understand about eating, and I'm Your Little Sister, sibling rivalry, and also we had of course, the audio book, The Tale of Aladdin and Bubblebee, which is like a sequel to the Aladdin legend.
If you're ever in some trouble, find the bee who blows a bubble. He will get there on the double, he will get you out of trouble. He's a very special bee with an extra specialty. He works for good and not for glory. He's a hero. Here's his story. Far away and long ago, a boy, Aladdin, you may know, received a sudden visit from an evil wizard who had come to trick the youth to do a deed to satisfy the wizard's greed. Young Aladdin was in danger when he met that evil stranger. It started when the wizard said,
"Just follow me."
And then he led Aladdin to a mountain top. Near a large rock, he shouted,
"Stop! This is the very spot I seek. I'm glad that you're strong, not weak. Now take this shovel and go dig a hole that is both deep and big."
The boy was young, the man was old. Aladdin did what he was told. Down, down he dug with all his might. He dug so deep he saw no light. His body ached, his hands were sore. He thought that he could dig no more. When suddenly his shovel struck the object that would change his luck. The wizard, when he heard that clang, was filled with joy and danced and sang, because he knew the boy had found a special lamp beneath the ground.
"Hurry!"
the wizard cried with glee.
"Hand up that ancient lamp to me."
The evil wizard raised his arm, prepared to do Aladdin harm. But as Aladdin neared the top, afraid the precious lamp would drop, the wizard reached too far and tripped, and down into the hole he slipped. The boy escaped the wizard's snare. The treasured lamp was in his care. While heading home, Aladdin's eyes stayed fixed upon his hard-won prize. The lamp had nearly cost his life. But why the struggle? Why the strife? What secret did the lamp possess? He did not know. He could not guess. Upon a table made of wood the lamp was placed, and there it stood, old, dented, dirty, caked with earth. What was this antique object worth? 100 times Aladdin passed the lamp until he thought at last, this lamp the wizard wished to own has some strange secret now unknown. Perhaps I'll find it, but I must at least remove the dirt and dust. He took a cloth large, soft, and damp, and soon began to rub the lamp. You know how the old story goes. A sudden cloud of smoke arose. A giant figure in the cloud appeared and sweetly smiled and bowed, and in his booming voice did cry,
"The genie of the lamp am I. 3 wishes you may now demand, and every wish is my command. Wishes quickly will be granted, master of the lamp enchanted."
And then our satirical and love songs are on Gennaro, From Cool to Hot.
And you've written some songs using girls' names. Can you talk about what was the genesis of that project?
Well, we wrote a song for our granddaughter, Marissa.
I just saw Marissa, she's the one I kiss. A pretty face with grace, my heart holds her place. I laugh as sweet as children at play.
And that got a lot of downloads. And to be fair, we wrote a song for our grandson, Ryan.
No denying, strong and striving to be the best. Ryan keeps applying, keeps on trying to meet the test.
And that also got a lot of downloads. So 2 kids would say to us, "Grandma, whose song got the most downloads?" They were very competitive about the songs.
So you've written various works in a variety of different genres. Do you have a favorite one that you listen to?
Well, we don't prefer any of them. We have all different genres on all our songs, as you said. But we feel that doing a CD with just one genre is very boring to listen to.
You've written a lot of music for young people. What's the message that you want to impart to the younger generation?
Well, we, of course, are very eager to try to help combat bullying and to be kind to each other and have a positive attitude about things. And we hope that the children can learn something from our songs and also be entertained.
Great. So how can our audience find your music? What's the best way to hear it?
Well, they can be downloaded internationally on iTunes, CD Baby, Spotify, and all the digital sites, and Amazon. And also, we are lucky that we were able to get into about 1,000 schools and libraries.
Oh, that's great. Any parting words that you'd like to share with the audience?
Well, we're very happy to be here, and we thank you for taking time to let us get our message out to people.
Great. Thanks for joining us, and happy 60th wedding anniversary.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad to be here.
We enjoyed it.
Okay. This is concluding our show, and thanks for joining.
Everybody wants a buddy who has nice things to say and do. As a bully, you'll hurt someone who will not be a friend to you.